Kansas City's 8-0. What is it about this? We were talking about it. There's something about this team that's just so magical. Even when they go to overtime, nobody in the studio is too concerned about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
No, and they believe in themselves. There's an air about them. But to me, it's how they respond to situations, within the game. There's moments in this game where you're sitting here going, hey, like you said, you're 9-point favorites. Baker's kind of having his way. Yep. You're down. And all of a sudden, in the second half, it's like, hey, we're down 7, third quarter, 5 minutes. There's no panic. We go to Kareem Hunt. And this guy, this whole drive, just sparked the team. But what you love about it is it's not just Kareem Hunt. It's a team effort. You saw that. Mecole Hardman, obviously Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. These guys just come together and make plays. It's just one big unit. DeAndre Hopkins, it did not matter. Everybody's on the same page. They don't make mistakes. And then what happens? They go down here, 3rd and goal, Patrick Mahomes, we're going to sprain our ankle. We're still going to find Samaje Perine, score. We're going to go into the blue tent. We're going to come back. But then what also happens? I'm going over their offense, Jay.
Yeah.
You know what happened after this? The defense, Steve Spagnuolo's defense over there, struggled beginning of the 3rd quarter. We tie that game up there. Boom, he comes up, defense 3 and out.
Yeah.
We then take a lead, defense 3 and out. Now, they gave up the 2-minute drive, so you can put that on them. But you ask, what is it about this team? It's Patrick Mahomes, but it's literally everybody makes a play when they need it. And that's how they win these games. That's how they're 8-0, and that's how they have this franchise record.
And I know you've talked a lot about DeAndre Hopkins, but I just want to talk about him a little bit more because this is a little bit different because DeAndre Hopkins has been a #1 wide receiver, one of the top wide receivers in the league for the last decade or so. So it's a little bit of a different talent. What allows him to just slide into this lineup and be so effective so quickly?
I think first and foremost, Andy Reid knows how to use him. We're going to see that here in a sec. But also, Patrick Mahomes, he's just got such a good feel for his receivers. When you bring an elite talent in, like DeAndre Hopkins, that's what you're going to get. Again, let's look at some of this. 2nd and 2, we got a little RPO. Boom, perfect timing. For a guy who's barely been there, you love to see it. And what I love about DeAndre, he's not necessarily a speed guy, but what he does when you watch this, Jay, is change his tempo. And you see this right here. See how he kind of methodically moves off the ball, and then all of a sudden, foot in the ground, boom, and we're got separation, we're open. That's exactly where the ball's supposed to be. And you saw the contested catch earlier. So now what happens, you're wondering, hey, how do we get this kind of separation on the goal line? Well, when you've got a guy that can make a contested catch like we saw, and you're a DB, you're afraid of the fade ball because you know this guy can catch the 50-50. So in that second TD, he just puts a little foot in the ground. We used to call it a now route. Foot in the ground, go now. And he's a big enough body. He paints it right in the chest. He's got separation. And you ask how he fits in when you have a talented quarterback like Mahomes who can understand the nuances of all of these routes and situations. That's why I keep saying that this duo is going to be a ton of fun for football fans to watch.
And I love that you brought up Andy Reid. Everyone considers him an offensive genius. Now he's got all these shiny new toys. Like, it's just wild. This is a dangerous team. And after the game, Patrick Mahomes spoke with Lisa Salters.
Patrick, another one-score game, this one in overtime, another win for you guys. Just what was the difference? Take us through that slow, methodical game-winning drive.
Yeah, I mean, we got to running the football again. I mean, obviously we were doing stuff good early in the game, but we couldn't finish drives. And Kareem took it on himself to get running again, and we were able to do it in the end. That's a great football team. Hold on one second.
You mentioned that Kareem Hunt had himself a night, but so did DeAndre Hopkins in just his second game with you guys. What did D-Hop show you tonight?
He showed me that he's going to win one-on-one. I have the confidence in him. I saw it on tape last week. I knew I was going to go back to him, and he's getting one-on-one matchups. We were favored over to Trav, and he's winning.
This entire building was holding its breath for a while. It looked like he got hurt. Just what happened?
Yeah, I rolled the ankle. I rolled it last week, and you roll it again, it never feels good. But as I got some time, it started feeling better, and we'll go. Got a short week, but we'll rehab it up, and I'll be ready to go next week.
All right, thanks, Patrick. Congratulations on the win.
I appreciate you always. Yeah.
He's so funny. Should the Buccaneers have gone for 2 at the end of the game?
Obviously, hindsight's 20/20. But the fact that Patrick Mahomes is on the other side of the ball, I would say yes. Because the idea now that your fate kind of rests on a coin toss, I'm rather putting my faith in Baker Mayfield with 2 yards to go. So it's easy for me to sit here and say yes, but I think just because it's Patrick Mahomes in overtime, kind of what he's done in this league, I would have definitely went that route.
I think the other thing I would have liked from Todd Bowles' perspective, head coach of the Bucs, is that then you're saying to your team, hey, I got confidence you guys to win this thing. Right?
Yes. And your best player right now is Baker Mayfield.
Sure, yeah.
So at the end of the day, you're sitting here, you're in Arrowhead, it's pouring rain, and you've got the chance for your best player to win the game. He needs 2 yards. And Baker, I can't say enough about this guy, Jay.
Yeah.
I really can't. I mean, he's been cast away at a few different teams. He's grinded through it all. He's faced all the adversity, and now his number 1 and 2 weapons go down, and he takes the Chiefs to the brink. A defense that hasn't been pushed like that all year, in my opinion.
On the road.
On the road in the rain. So if I'm Todd Bowles, situationally, I get maybe you think, hey, overtime, here are the odds, but I let Baker go win that game.
So, despite the fact that they lose their 3rd straight and Atlanta's sort of picking it up, they've won 5 of 6, you're not ready to count Tampa out just yet, are you?
No, and it's tough sledding. It's tough sledding. Again, we mentioned Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. They got some issues there. Their defense looked better tonight. They were able to get a couple stops.
Yep.
I have a hard time sitting up here and counting out Baker Mayfield. I just do.
I love that.
And you look at, and I'm not saying that he's the best quarterback in the NFL, but this man finds a way to win games. He finds a way to keep his team in it, and you also see his teammates rally around him because I think that he's beloved in that locker room. And, Jay, that goes a long way. Trust me when I say that. When you got a quarterback back there that the guys will fight for, it goes a long, long way. And this 2-minute drive was something special.
It was.
Against a Steve Spagnuolo-led defense, you just got dominated the last 2 drives, 2 and out, or 3 and out, 3 and out, and then you come out here with a bunch of practically no-name guys and shred this team up, and like you said, get to a point where it could have been a 2-minute drive or 2-point play.
Yep.
I look at their schedule. They got Carolina twice. They got New Orleans in there, who, as we know, are in shambles.
Yes, they just fired their head coach, Dennis Allen, on Monday.
I believe Vegas is lurking around in there. So is any game going to be an easy win for them? No. But I think with the schedule they have, a man named Baker Mayfield, it is way, way, way too early to count this team out.